Welcome back, L127 here. So, last time in our RAFT playthrough, we have continued our journey in story, in temperance, and progress through the moon town and the saline facility, and then got the coordinate to Utopia. So let's type that in. So after the last part, I did some work during the intermission. So I have set up this honey production, collect some flowers for that. I finish off the roof section here, and then make this cooking section, and then place the recipes on the walls. There are still some now I haven't gotten, so yes, those are left empty. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all those done before about to end the story because I am extremely short on screen. So in this part, I am very likely that we are going to reach the very end of this story. So the first thing is I'm going to replace this batteries with the new one. Already with the charge one. And then I'm going to do some cooking. Anyways, there are still a few things I feel like I should make before making this in the end to this. One of which is going to be this advanced biofuel refiner. I haven't made this refiner, so let's make it. I'm using for this. It's going to cost quite a bit of plastic. So this is the advanced biofuel refiner. So compared to the original version of biofuel refiner, which I might as well just make one to show you why I don't really like this this basic version of biofuel refiner. So this is the basic version of the biofuel refiner. So in order to refine biofuel, you will need honey, and then you will need some foods to turn those into biofuel. So first, to get honey, first you will need to harvest these honeycombs from the beehives if you have those beehives, or from them naturally, which is relatively inefficient. First, I'm going to make some dishes. So I am following this recipe. It's a simple smoothie. It's a very straightforward recipe here. It's 1 pineapple, 1 mango, 2 coconuts. And then here's a vegetable soup, which is basically any combination of potato and beet, which is a super easy recipe to follow. And I also got the sushi, so I may as well try that. Anyways, with the honeycomb obtained, then you need to make honey using glass and then this honeycomb you just get. And then you're going to be using this this honey to feed into the refiners. Which does accept heads, so I will be using heads for now. Because I'll take some of the sharp heads. So 1 head is most of the heads is basically one from 1 biofuel. So the very first thing is I'm going to do this on this basic refiner, and then we're going to do this on this advanced version of the refiner. So here you can see it doesn't give you a very clear meter on how much food you have for this one. And then the basic refiner cannot be connected to the pipeline, while the advanced can. And then there is the storage capacity for biofuel. The basic one is only going to be storing 1, and then storing 2 biofuel worth of honey, and then food. And here you can store, I believe, 6 here, I think, and then 6 biofuel worth of food and honey. So it's very nice to have this advanced biofuel refiner. It does cost quite a bit of quite a few of titanium to make, but it's gonna be one of the better thing, in my opinion. So in the last intermission, I caught some more clockers, so I have a lot more eggs now. And so many eggs is not so easy for me to pick up without accidentally pick up them. And it's inside now, so to pick up the finished cooking meals for the solid dishes, which you will be able to replenish hunger and get bonus hunger made from the cooking pot, and then you will have to use the claymores to pick them up. As the juicer is a new addition to this RAFT plate, to this whatever the renovation. This is have been recently added to this juicer. So you power those with batteries, and then you basically follow these recipes. It's going to be costing like coconuts, basically fruits, and then you pick those up using the you pick the results using the drinking glass made from glass, and then here you can pick up you can pick up the completed meal then. So I made some vegetable soup and a simple smoothie. So let's go back up to the bridge. And this is Utopia, the final destination of the story. And I want to start at the right side. So it's almost the end of the story. And we have survived about slightly above 100 days, and then we have finally came here. About to end the story. It's not going to be so easy though, as there is going to be a final boss that we have to deal with. We better get ourselves prepared before heading for the very final part of this game. As there's going to be an addition to a final of this final story location. Let me try to park to the harbor, and we can anchor. It's not perfectly aligned, but whatever. So let me take some sleep, and then we can progress into it. Oh, so this is Utopia. So for this very final destination, we don't really need to carry much stuff. So let me empty out my inventory first. We don't really need much of the stuff. There's nothing to empty here on this floor. I will empty those things in this for storage. Don't need this. Don't even need a hood. Just gonna be a spear and machete. I'll bring 2 spears and 1 machete. And then going to take some food. We'll also take some smoothie. I'll take this head off. I'm going to just forward and put the camping back. Or like as a supplementary, actually. I can always do some supplementary solution for this thirst. Anyways, it's definitely not just enough to actually do this with the normal replenishment. Just to be safe, just to be on the safe side. I will also get some healing cells. And then after completing the story, I may consider doing some more progress on my base, and then there's gonna be end of this past that. I'm going to take some eggs. Just to be as replenishing as possible. And then we're going to be taking the good healing cells. 11 of those should be just good. Anyways, put the battery back for my phone. And then here you can take the biofuel. Yeah, I'm not going to be a big fan of this biofuel. This normal biofuel refiner, so I will be putting this back. Anyways, it's time to head on to this final destination. So we begin at the harbor, and then immediately we'll be able to see the new enemy. Maybe not. But then we're going to be the new enemy. So this is hyena, and then so this is hyena, and if you get hit by it, and that will drag you into you get attacked by it, and you can escape the dragging by hitting them with a weapon. Yeah, so some of vending machine tokens, they definitely don't have the ability to get all of those tokens. Anyway, so the first thing that you want to do is to carry these crates, and then you cannot do anything else when carrying these crates. So you cannot do, like, say, bring the weapon while doing this. So using the weapon while doing this. And here's an electrical cable, which is different from the one that you get from Temperance. And this electrical cable is going to be used in a similar way to the electrical cable used in Temperance. You're going to be connecting nodes, and then get this first part completed. So what you're supposed to do is to put is to get the power from that generator to this pump. Then you will need 5 cables to get this completed. So this is the very first one connection. This is going to be the very first connection. And for this story, you will be able to see that the door is locked on the other side, and there's a cable inside. I have recently noticed this fact, and the way to get access to this place is basically go in from up here. So basically, where you connect is this section. And then drop down from here, and then we can also climb back up. Which also means that we don't need the crates for these. We don't need the crates for these section now. So let's get our crates back up here. And here's going to be the second connection node. So we are going to be following the line and then basically kind of from here to here, and then connect the line from there to there with this ability to climb from here to here. You don't need the crates if that's part there. Currently, we have still one more electrical cable to use. So here you can see line towards and connect the node to this previous one by using the same crates. And then we need more cables. So the first thing is we need to go back with the zip line. And then carry these 2 crates. To be honest, I may just call them boxes. And so climb with the boxes and we'll be able to get some electrical cables. And then they're cold. For this next one, you are going to be connecting the dots from there to here. And then finally, you want to connect the cable from there to here. And then you connect all the lines. We are going to do some navigation here as well. So here's another hyena. Do you recall that in a Fascigaton that you have seen one of the Olof's logs is that he has to receive a transmission from a place from Caravan Town and then go back to Caravan Town. Now we'll be able to notice that the hyenas, while they are usually friendly, is considered a downside, and the hyenas is most likely being utilized by Olof, and then one of those is a very large hyena. Well, I'm going to talk about that later. What this very large hyena is going to be. But one thing for sure is that Olof has utilized these animals for his advantage and then created the monsters. or basically created the monsters. And those hyenas will be really annoying. Are there anything here? I actually never really checked for this, so I'm gonna try to see if there are anything available there. Maybe I have to try to actually test my experience on this to be able to be sure if there's actually anything. So let me put more boxes there. Obviously, I can't be sure, so. Doesn't seem to be anything. Alright, then. And we check for this area. So here, then we can also climb up for another electrical cable and another token. There's also another token here. And so I think this is the most for this area. We got 2 additional electrical cables and some new tokens for whatever I could potentially use here. Currently, there isn't going to be a use for these tokens here for now. It's nighttime. I would like to see if there are actually any tokens that I may not have noticed, because for nighttime I will have a better time to actually see if there are anything I am missing. I'll be clearly missing if there will be clearly missing if they're actually shimmering through the view. And this actually makes searching a lot easier for me. So I'm going to I'm actually going to check for this way. Oh, this is removed. So it's still go for there is also a vending machine token, literally in the middle. Yeah, they can hide. There's so many. They can just be hidden in a so hideous way. It's not so easy to actually hide these. That's to actually search for these. And so I don't think this is the way to go. No, we go back around this place. There's still a lot of boxes, but I think that's pretty much what I have to do here. So let's go back to the my RAFT and actually have some sleep. So I got some hyena heads, but those are probability based actually. And then some meat. And some leather. So let me take my sleep and skip to daytime. whatever I feel like I may be missing something, I definitely don't know as well. So to make sure I get the most of the tokens available, I'm going to do a check on these buildings. Here's a door, which is locked on the other side. What this is? And I actually can go up to here, but unfortunately, there doesn't seems to be anything. Well, and here is a very huge door, requires the master key. Here's an entrance key to something, and here's a note.
From the people of Utopia, do not trust Olof Wilkström. When he arrived here, we took his word in good faith. He exploited us at every turn. Now all of us, dissenters, are locked up, which is everyone by my count. To anyone reading this, Olof should be up in the marketplace. Beware of his rabid beasts. Please, take the master key from him. Set us free. Set Utopia free!
And there are actually people talking in, but oh well, it's just basically nothingness inside, so we're just going to... There's actually nothing inside. Well, mechanically there's nothing inside, so it's going to trigger something else instead of actually accessing the place. Anyways, there are some more of these, well, I think that's immersive difference available. I don't see anything that I seem like I could potentially check. Well, nothing to check here. I don't see any tokens. I'm really obsessed with the token hunting, probably. You know, doesn't seem to have any of these tokens. And there's one token. I mean, trying my best to get tokens. And some more tokens here. Those are just like black clothing to actually hide the things, but you can just see through those most of the doors, or like most of the windows. I think that's mostly it for this section. There are some items here. We'll go around this place, see if there's actually anything. Maybe I have already gone from here. But yeah. Anyway, so let's head towards this next place. So here is a shovel location. I don't have a shovel, but don't really need to bring a shovel to this, as the game is going to provide you some shovels across this place. But if you try to mine this diggable spots, it's very most likely going to lead up to this, which are like bugs that hurt you quite a bit of damage. And then here is the pipe section. So you're supposed to connect the pipe to that one by rotating the three circles here. So the first thing to do is to make sure the outer ring in the rings can connect to verify any sort of connection before actually moving on. And that is the first one. And then we are going to head towards the second one. There's another shovel. I'll put a shovel here. And that's the second one. I'm gonna check around the edges to see if there are actually anything I could potentially pick up. There can be anything that I need to actually check. Might as well try to see before heading further towards the things. Those can hide in weird places. I mean the tokens. And then here is the third one. This is the very last one. Just need to make sure that the nodes can connect. This one can be a little bit tricky, for sure. Nothing here. Doesn't really find anything. There we go. Yes. Looks like I have been missing something, but no. There are some items here, and a token. And here you can then fill up the water, and then you will be able to get this one. It's the carbon dioxide canister. Well, let's just move on to that place. Well, I'm going to be asking we're going to be asking everyone if they actually have checked for the actually has checked here. As I have actually really see anyone who actually checked this place, and then there are some loot here down here which you can get, including a crate with some nice stuff. 3 scrap. Definitely not the greatest for scrap that it is arrows. There's some tokens and stuff for sure. And then here's another shovel. And going up here, you will be able to see there's many things up here. A lot of stuff going on here. So here, there's this case to up here. And then you will need a harpoon, and then the previously obtained carbon dioxide canister for this. So we will need to get the harpoon. And then here's a note, and here is a map.
Detto's Utopia journal. Super secret. I have my own raft, and it's hooked up to actual wind turbines. If I had even more power, just imagine all the experiments I could run. But now that lunatic Olof appeared, his cages are already unloaded, and now he's promising to help everyone with his army. Last I saw him, Olof Wilkstrom ruined Caravan Town. I will never forgive him. I hope Hanne and Ruben listen to me. He's not to be trusted. Just in case, I've decided to up the security on my raft. This map should allow only the smartest of people to enter. Like me.
So here is the map, and what you're supposed to do here is to find this, is to actually search for the 3 red circles. And those 3 red circles will be a particular spot that you can then you can then get the key items you will need for progress. So using the shuffle we just got, so the first spot is here, and you will be able to see there is a part of Detto's code. And according to the map, in the second spot is going to be around here. And there's going to be the last one, it's going to be here. And it's going to be, and well, this one is going to be here. After getting all 3 parts of the Detto's code, you will be able to access this building, the inside of this building. And then there's some stuff which you can pick up. And behind this rocket there is a crate you can get, and since it's nighttime, it's a bit easier for me to actually check if I actually have missed anything. Another item with the stone arrow, another item, intermission token, great, and then there's some stuff. Yeah, so here is the harpoon, so you can then do the thing up there. And then there's a big backpack blueprint, so we can finally extend our inventory even further. As I've been mentioning about this upgraded version of backpack. Anyways, it has been almost the end game, and also end the series very likely. And we finally have this big backpack. Anyways, let's go up and then proceed to use those 2 quest items. And then we can then across through the X spot and then zip line through this place into this building. And here's a second entrance. and some items to pick up. And here is where you're going to be using the first entrance key from in front of the one you need the master key for, and 1 second key that you just got to access this doorway. And again, the elevator music. Okay, so this is when you'll have to do. This is where you have to do the very final part of this story. Before heading towards there, I would like to clear my inventory. Returning to my raft and do inventory cleanup. We're about to be encountering the final boss of this game. There's a leftovers. I'm going to take those leftovers. I'm taking the leftovers. $13 scrap. It's been a lot more scrap than I would like to have. Well, definitely still not enough though. Wow, something. I got shears and I would like to shear for wool because if I want to get my big backpack, I will need to get even more wool. And then we are going to go back here and research it. So I can actually get the blueprint. I actually make one. Refresh my simple smoothie with that, and then just leave these away because now we need those. There's some coconuts, and then there's going to be a little bit of fire fuel use. Let's just ignore that. Now I have 10 of these, and we also need 10 leather for this. And for make this a big backpack, so first let me put back this orange in the backpack. And then we can make this with 10 leather, 10 wool. And then we can have this upgrade version of the backpack. It has 5 more slots, but it's something. It's something compared to in this game. You have so many amount of slots. You definitely want it. Whatever upgrade you like to do, you can potentially have. Anyway, so the big backpack is not an easy upgrade considering that huge cost for 10 of 10. Anyways, let's go back to the entrance of the final boss area. It's a series of places, but let's just go back to the final boss section. Or should I say basically the end of the game. So we need to get back to the entrance, which should be around here. And then we're going to go up to initiate this final section of the game. First, we head to 22nd floor, and then immediately you will see this ridiculously complicated windmill thing. Okay, so this is a parkour challenge. So what you're supposed to do is to go past through this parkour session, and then go through the places by either jumping or crouching. This is a very difficult parkour though, and if you get hit by the fan, it will inflict some knockback that you will not really be able to control yourself, and you will be very likely pushed down, and then you will have to restart the parkour. So. Anyway, so we passed through this parkour. Unfortunately, you will have to do it again. So the first thing here, you will need to pick up this hammer, and then here you will immediately notice that you will need a cogwheel to move on. Anyway, so first we drop down, and then we drop down further. Climb up this ladder as a way to restart the parkour. And then we are going to climb this ladder, and then do the climbing, and use the hammer here. And immediately you will be able to see there's a person there.
I will only say this once. Leave on your raft. Leave Utopia to me. Or else the forward scouts end with you.
So he is the final boss of this game. So he is Olof Wilkstrom. And he is basically the most difficult, part of the game, maybe? Maybe not. But it's basically the final part of the game. So here, you have to form the staircase up. Whereas the first thing is you want to get the cartwheel, but you will not be able to jump or climb the ladder. So the way to go through this is going to be basically do some carriaging from there to there, and here to here. And then here you are supposed to insert this cartwheel. And then there is another part of this section. So what you're supposed to do is to insert this weights. There can be up to 2 weights on this. There can be up to 2 weights for this section on this platform, and then you are supposed to have the weight to be equivalent to the other one. So the cogwheel counts as 1 unit. So for this one to be completed, we will need to get it to having a 2 here, and then we will be able to get the cogwheel and then progress further into the next one with the same thing, basically. So the same story here.
The filthy rafters turned luxury apartments into a scrapyard. Relieving them of the responsibility was the only decent thing I could do for them. I can't believe how ungrateful all of you are.
So for this one, you want to have this platform to have a weight of 3. So here we pick up the 5. And we pick up the 1 here. And then we put a 4 here. And then we put a 2 here. And then finally you have a 3. And then you will be able to progress further and then get the cogwheel, basically. Just to make sure I don't miss any tokens. Or like miss any tokens, I'm going to do a check. Because token has been part of the obsession. I would like to try to see if there are any tokens I can get before moving on. Alright, so here you can open the short card. And then there are going to be some stuff you can take here. A vending machine toy, then there's a crate. I think that's it. So I also got a bow, but I don't have arrows. Anyways, return to the parkour section. And then you are supposed to call in this that carriage thing using this system, this wave system to push the cargo there. Since you cannot jump with the cargo, so you will have to basically do the. You will have to jump with the cargo. You will basically have to put the cargo that way. And then do this parkour once again. It may be better to do this during daytime for this parkour. Anyways, then you can then get the cartwheel. It can be a little bit tricky because you may fall by accident. And then you can progress further up to 26th floor. This is the last time you will take the elevator before the majority of the boss is taken down. So you're going to climb up using the crate again. Except for this time, you will start to really get into a relatively intense part of the story of this story location. It's the boss battle session. So we are going to deal with Olof real strong for real this time. So first we go up and then we one step in and then you can already see him there. So once we get in and then the very first challenge is about to happen.
You had your chance to leave, but you just won't listen! So fine, have it your way! Welcome to Utopia!
So what he's going to do is he's going to throw this wait for it.
I've given you
There's a firebomb across the place. And it's going to explode onto lingering flames, so this can be a little bit tricky. Because the flame can hurt quite a bit. So what we are supposed to do here is we are supposed to basically carry these boxes and then climb over here and then get the and carried into. We're almost done with the staircase. Let me wait for the fire to dissipate and then I will do it.
This rabble deserves nothing! Tactical retreat! Regroup! Regroup! Infantry! Ready yourselves for charge!
Let me make the staircase a bit better. So yeah, there's still 2 crates there. We don't need to touch these crates. So there are some tokens here as well. So I would like to get these tokens before moving on. Or like at least check those check all the tokens before moving. Anyway, so it's just the very first part of this of the challenge. And then here is going to be the warehouse key and the electric seaplane 2 blueprint. So it's basically a seaplane 2 that you can go up the seaplane. So like in the place back in Tankaroo where I have to seaplane up using that weird technique, you will no longer need to actually do that if you have this new seaplane 2. Anyway, so we're heading towards the second part of the boss section, or like the intense part. The second intense part is going to be here. It's essentially the same as the first one, with hyenas. So let me drink something, and then it's butterflies. Or like you actually don't really need to fight. So here we go.
Houston, are you? I am the only reason any of you are alive! Me! I made this place real! I
So there's one thing you need to take note of is that if you get caught by the hyenas while you are carrying the crates, you will not be able to escape. Basically, you will not be able to actually uncarry the crates. So.
Leave Utopia and never return!
If you try to kill these hyenas, then what's going to happen is if you kill all of them, all three of them, another wave of three will spawn, and this goes indefinitely. So the way to go about is either just leave one alive.
You will accomplish nothing here! Leave! Why can't you listen? None of you ever listen! This rabble deserves nothing! Easy to rule! Useless! All of you! This will be your end!
And then we can then come back down here and actually finish the hyenas if we wish to, guys. Anyways, so that is the hyena battle. Basically, you can just ignore these hyenas if you wish to, but they can potentially give you the stuff. Anyways, we're almost there. We're about to see the very final boss of this game. So there's some food I can take, and there's a crate there. And some vending machine tokens. And then here's a crate. You can also open this doors to access to be able to access those as shortcuts to the boss. Anyways, it's almost the final moment of this of the story. So there are some tokens. And you will immediately see this very humongous green glowing, well,
Out of all my creations,
I'll use the machete for this.
true warrior, a survivor. You see, the weak are singled out. The strong remain. You forward scouts were the same. You build yourselves up from nothing. You keep going. Until you encounter something stronger. Alpha! In position! Kill!
So this is the final boss of the game. So
Good boy, Alpha! Good boy!
So this is one of the special attacks. So this is Mega Pounce attack.
He's useless! His hide is thick and his will is iron!
And he's going to cycle between this and a charge attack, this one. So that charge attack, if it gets you, you will be allowed to basically get locked, and then you will be basically locked down and you cannot do anything. And here is going to be the stone attack. So it's going to be throwing this poisonous stone, leaving a poisonous trail, which can be a little bit dangerous.
Alpha! Get going!
Let me take this healing stuff.
You can gnaw on their bones later!
Oh yeah, it's also invincible. It's also invisible when it's doing the special attack. You can see the green glowing effect.
It's ours!
Also, to apply the healing stuff, because it's the first time I actually use this, you'll have to hold it until it is fully. The circle is full. Basically, you have to hold it for a while, and that's it.
All of this for nothing!
And that's it. Also, the machete. So if you are using a melee weapon on this, you're actually not going to wear down the durability on the melee weapon while actually fighting this boss. Anyways, so we got a Halfos head, and then we can access the elevator upwards, and then here's Olof. He's about to basically surrender, and then
There's nothing you can do! Stay away! All of this is mine! You think you can change anything? Without me, Utopia will burn! I am your savior! Stay away! Filthy rafters!
And then here you can pick up the master key and some vending machine tokens. And some more vending machine tokens and this very final blueprint of the game.
Listen to me!
Titanium tools. No description. It is simply titanium tools.
Burn this place to the ground!
Anyways, now we can take this final elevator and then go down to
Listen to me, damn it!
so basically go to the actual it's the so-called ground floor. Floor 12.
Be down!
And then open this and then get out of this place, basically. Anyway, so now we can unlock this unlock this door with this final door using the master key.
Tired of this. You need to be strong and not let fear guide us.
When the ocean itself broke civilization, the survivors were left with nothing. Yet, they persisted. The forward scouts rose up from the wreckage, defied our flooded world, and brought back hope. Now Utopia stands free once again thanks to their actions. With this final chance, we can begin the slow and difficult road to recovery. From today on, we are all forward scouts, ready to discover the next step for humanity.
And that's basically the story of RAFT. So what you have unlocked is basically you unlock the access to the Utopia vending service. So the Utopia vending service, you can buy some of these light boxes and we can see these boxes. And you can also pick up some of these fruits and
I can't believe we ended up like that. Listening to Olof was a mistake, to say the least. I need to get better at reading.
and here's Olof, who has been imprisoned.
Happy now. These idiots won't get anything done. They'll starve soon, and so will you. Disorganized rabble. You need a strong leader, not these weaklings. This is what I get for trusting my army. If you have to do something, do it yourself. They don't have the guts to rule. It's the same story over and over again. The floating city project, Vasagatan, Tangaroa, failures brought on by weak spirits and undisciplined men. You're nothing but beasts in the rubble. Nothing you fools can come up with will rival what came before. Nothing you fools can come up with will rival what came before. The floating city project was wrought with failures. Why? I spent a fortune on Tangaroa. Every expert told me we were on schedule. How do you explain that? Lazy workers. Lazy, stupid workers. I was the majority shareholder of the floating city project of Tangaroa. Imagine the cost if we hadn't made it out to sea, like the other cities. No! That wasn't an option. I did not abandon Tangaroa. My private consultants made it very clear the city wouldn't last a year out at sea. Vasagatan was my way of saving a few souls from that fate. They would have drowned anyway. I'm a good man. I'm a good man. The lurkers weren't entirely useless. They wrought chaos on board Tangaroa. Any decent fighting force could have brought order within a day or two. None of them were ready for reality. When there's only food for 1 in 10, 9 have to go. The hyenas of Caravan Town were easily rounded up. Their efficiency and discipline was unrivaled. Had I only gotten a few more off that barren rock, then you would have never stood a chance. If you hadn't interfered, I would be out there reinstating law and order. Have you ever done anything of such importance? Yes. Yes. We all heard about the failure of the forward scouts. Those naive idiots couldn't even beat the waves. What? You think you're any different? Look at these people. They have no control, no power. They need me. Are you happy now?
And there are also some of the key characters also here. And you can pick out some of these species and some of these buildings. The only thing that going to be going to be worrying is going to be the capacity of my inventory. Anyways, you will be able to see three people, Hanne and Detto and Bruno. So we'll start with Hanne.
We owe our future to you. Grateful doesn't even begin to describe it. The forward scouts will recover. I know it. Utopia has faced many challenges. Let's hope the future holds fewer the likes of Olof Wilkström. We haven't decided what to do with Olof yet. Personally, I would like to see him work to rebuild what he destroyed. Learn from his mistakes. Become a better person. But we will see how the vote goes. If you need anything, the people of Utopia are in your service. Together, we will rebuild. I regret Vasagatan, but I've left it behind long ago. I think we all need to do the same and focus solely on the coming days. I heard what happened at Tangaroa. I can't imagine seeing the aftermath. I'm just happy Ruben and Detto made it out alive. Few were so lucky. Yes, Detto seems to be fitting in fine. I've made sure Ruben keeps an eye on him, but, well, it's not the easiest task in the world. Detto will do fine. Despite everything, that boy has a certain spirit in him. It gives me hope for Utopia. For humanity, honestly. I heard about the Selene facility. As soon as we've stabilized the situation here, we look to finish their ambitions. Sparrow told us everything we need to know before she went off looking for someone called Cuckoo. We wished her the best. Hope. Is that what I'm feeling? I've waited so long for that moment when we can stop surviving and start to live.
I could take this. Oops. Almost 300.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ruben just can't sit still, always fixing something. I'd say it was annoying if it didn't make me smile so much. If Bruno hadn't showed up on Temperance, who knows what would have happened. Don't worry, he's getting the help he needs. It's the least I can do for him. He'll find his sister eventually. I'm sure of it. Bruno sure knows his way around a radio. He's been invaluable. He's already assisted Ruben in fixing up our infrastructure. With the new radios, we might even be able to contact other rafters. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, Utopia will be a true sanctuary for humanity. We just need to focus on the 3 pillars: food, water, and energy. If we can keep those stable, peace and prosperity won't be such a strange notion anymore. We might want to station someone on Balboa Island. It could be a useful stop for any future forward scouts. But yes, the bears might be an issue. We owe our future to you. Grateful doesn't even begin to describe it. The forward scouts will recover. I know it.
I think that's it. Yeah, so. And then there's a Detto.
No one ever listens to me. Maybe they'll listen after this. Good work. Olof won't be ruining anything else as long as I have a say in it. I heard some of the rafters made it out of Tangaroa. Sanjay might be with them. He'll always make it. Good man, Sanjay. I miss Caravan Town. I miss Ma and Pa. Utopia is my home now. Everyone is really nice here. You've heard about my experiments? Who told you? I think Ruben got me a raft because he didn't want me causing any trouble in the high-rises. Joke's on him. I haven't even blown up the raft once. So far. Han keeps going on and on about food and water. It's easy. We just need to fish without the fish running out and build amazing watering systems that never run out of water. Like I said, easy.
Is it like some people do, like just keep collecting resource for fishing rods, and then just get a pot or a bottle and actually get the purified maybe.
I have some ideas for an RIE. That is, rocket iteration experiment. This time we'll get some serious airtime. Promise. Han promised me I would get to experiment on the water system, as long as I promise to not break anything. And remember how to put it back together. And remember how to make it work again. Han says there's a lot of stuff on the bottom of the ocean. An entire world. I'll try making another diving suit. I found some notes on temperance too, you know. Once the grown-ups have decided, I'm going to try building one of those reactors myself. Don't tell Ruben, it's a secret. What is that saying? Better to ask forgiveness than permission? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I have so many ideas. No, it's top secret. Stop asking. I have a feeling I'm going to save the world. Hey, what are you laughing for? Bruno is leaving with some scouts, I think. He needs to find his sister. It's good Bruno isn't talking to dolls anymore. He can talk to people instead. Yeah, Bruno's radios are fine. Great. But he's thinking too small. Imagine all the things we could send to each other if we were more connected. Like photos, or even better, invention schematics! I'm pretty popular around here. Soon the whole ocean will hear about Detto. Master inventor. Believe me, I'm going right back to working on the next experiment. Han and Ruben are the perfect people to keep Utopia running. I would know. I have good people skills. Okay. So how do we dry the world? Great question. I'm working on it, okay? The weirdos at Celine had some ideas. I don't get them entirely, but one day I will. So annoying. I had to get new tools after I lost mine at that other skyscraper place.
Nothing.
I could probably improve your raft a lot. But Ruben won't let me. You're pretty crafty too. But have you built a rocket ship? Didn't think so. Ruben is always on the move. Couldn't even stay to celebrate freedom. So glad Ruben and Hanne finally found each other. I think Ruben is off looking for parts or something. The power grid was pretty wrecked after all. Want to hear a controversial opinion? Olof really sucks. Ma always said to stay away from the hyenas around Caravan Town, but they never hurt anyone. Not until Olof turned them all angry. We should get some more animals here at Utopia. Personally, I want a llama and a pet shark. Dr. Henry really cared about everyone in Caravan Town. I hope he made it out okay. Maybe I'll become a doctor when I grow up, or an engineer, or a doctor-near. How long do you think it takes to build a floating city? Couple of weeks maybe? Oh, I just had a new idea. What if we build a flying city? That'll take at least, 1 year. 2 plus 3 times 4. Huh? Sorry, what? I'm just thinking about my next rocket ship. Who would have thought rocket science was so complicated? It was pretty fun going on a dangerous adventure. Maybe I'll join a scouting mission. Utopia is pretty well designed. I could do better though. Solar and wind power is cool. Super extreme fission reactors? Cooler. Want to hear a secret? Nuclear power is just a glorified steam engine. Don't tell anyone. I'm not scared of anything. Except electromagnetic pulse weapons. They sound spooky. Let's create a world free of bad stuff and annoyances. And let's fill it with cool inventions. If I ever invent wings for people, there's only one thing I need to do. Not fly into the sun. I've heard rumors that rafts work better if you make them look good. Probably not true. But I'm still going to paint mine in the best colors. I want to make a train that runs on the ocean. I just have to invent floating rails first. Easy. I don't get why humans ever built boats. Rafts are so much cooler. I feel like everything's gonna be alright. With my help, of course. If we've made it this far, we can go so much further. No one ever listens to me. Maybe they'll listen after this.
Yeah, I think I can go with that. Yeah, so the last one is the Bruno. And Bruno is the basically the still talking man, and we got some of his notes of temperance as well. And
This Olof fellow doesn't seem like the nicest type. Thank you for letting us out. It was getting a bit cramped in there. You haven't met a woman called Astrid, have you? No? Oh, if you do, please let me know. I miss Henry. He always knew what to say. Miranda went her own way. I'm sure she's all right out there. Somewhere. Hopefully not alone. I'm just going to focus on finding Astrid now. My sister is out there somewhere. I know it. You were on Balboa? The bears weren't too much of a hassle, I hope. You have been to Temperance too? Oh, you must really like bears. I heard Hanne is organizing new scouts for something. Maybe I'll go. I could look for Astrid. I don't like being alone. But sometimes, all these people is a bit much. At night, I like looking out at the ocean. Suddenly, I don't feel so lonely anymore. Hanne says, if you like yourself, you'll never be lonely. I wonder if I can learn to do that. Maybe I'll go back to Balboa one day. Why? I think I left someone behind. Several someones, in fact.
Several someones.
It was a long journey to get here. But look at this place. So many people. Life here is not so bad. I will show Astrid one day. That kid Detto has so many new ideas. I can't wrap my head around them. I'll stick to my radios. Astrid was the bear expert, I was the radio guy. That's how we split the workload. Hanne and Ruben said I did some great things to the radio setup. I wouldn't call it great, but it's nice to be able to help. Honestly, I don't miss the bears. Pretty happy that there aren't any here. Wouldn't that be weird, though? Bears in a skyscraper. You haven't seen any, have you? Temperance was a strange island. Just abandoned. Hanne thinks we'll go back there soon. Give everything another go. This Olof fellow doesn't seem like the nicest type. Thank you for letting us out. It was getting a bit cramped in there.
I think I'm done with this. Okay. So, the way to get out of this place is a little bit tricky. Anyway, so we are mostly done and got some of this Utopia light bottle. I heard this light bottle can help finding islands, though I can't really be sure. But yeah, let's go back to the raft and I think it's time to move on. What is very final part of this story. So let me turn on the engine again. And then I'm going to do some work on the pillars. Though I still don't have much scrap for the pillars. Quite a bit of leather, alright. I hope to be able to make a next part after finishing the story, that is. So I think I can steer now. Let's make the roof for the bridge, because if a screecher actually attacks me on the bridge, then there's no cover. So let me find my hammer. Where's my hammer? I wanted to get some scrap and see how many I can get on this blossom. 5 on this. Two more scrap. Okay, I think I should turn off the engine, because if I keep the engine on, take too much time. It'll take too much time for. Alright. Oh, I think it's time to make it. So what next? So I would like to get the RAFT as complete as possible before actually wrap up this series. Though I know that the problem is that I have a huge shortage of scrap. Like I never have enough scrap. Like I never have enough scrap. Well, that is one part of it. I would also like to do this for the fact that I would like to see how like the Utopia lights can help me find islands, because I have never really tried this. Anyways, the roof for the bridge is done. Now let's go back to the bridge. And then we're going to go to Utopia light bottles. Now there's going to be quite a difficult for me to actually do this. Yeah, it can help because it clears the fog. So that clears the fog. So I will then be able to actually scout for any potential islands in a further distance, because it clears the fog, and then I will be able to see potential islands along the place. Then for any potential islands, I can then just go take a look at all these Utopia light bottles. And see, there's also an island. It's a weird mechanic. Yeah, I'm looking at the fence for these two. Because, yeah, I think, well, the RAFT isn't really complete. There's still a lot of things to do before I will have I will have to say this is a reference what is basically finished. And then get the and then do an A tool for this for the completed RAFT basically. So the RAFT is still way far from perfect or like complete. It's definitely not going to be perfect. Like, it will take too much time to actually maximize the efficiency. whatever I feel like I'm going to need. Yeah, I will have to say this will take way too long for the series to move on. If I would like to, if I could record every single bit of it. So we are now at day 109. So I think it's time to actually end this for now. So I may return to the series and then basically report any significant progress in the RAFT building, or like here I can research every last bit of technology I can potentially have. Titanium tools, electricity line. I still have quite a bit of my zip line too. That was assembled from Kelvin Town. It was another newly built one. It's the very only one. I would like to stop on this island before I like to move out and do further progress towards the raft. It's going to be off screen, unfortunately. And then I will be basically reporting the progress every once in a while, maybe, or like to talk about the very last bit of the, or like to actually just give all the final bits of the playfield, to give all the the completed RAFT 2 for this playfield. But we are essentially done with the story, and most of the things from now on is going to be very boring. So I would like to end this for now. So if I have any new videos about this playthrough, I will post it on my YouTube channel. To follow that, consider subscribing and turn off the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.